Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it is BOLO Day, another packed BOLO Day. We better get started on this over here. These are all things you can find out there, why we sold, what they sold. Oh, take it away.
All right, here we go. Another brass belt buckle. This is a memory of Abraham Lincoln 1970s Tiffany. These were reproductions, I think, somewhere along the line. The lister put that in.
1970s,
Yeah, perfect. So.
Yep.
Because I don't know if they even made original ones, but these were made with the Tiffany logo without permission after the fact. So, but again, any type of obscure belt buckles, I would say buy them. You're going to, they sell for 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks if it's vintage. So, with any type of
and even
advertising on it.
Even the 70s is still 50 years old.
That's very true.
That's the crazy thing about it when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Next up, never seen this before, but it's Best of Figure 2. Hobby Japan Special Issue 1994. This went for 67 bucks. Don't know where I got it. Don't know where you would even get these, but other than Japan. But it goes to show you manga, anime, any of that stuff is pretty hot. Some stuff's rarer than others, but if you see it at $1, $2, $5, pick the stuff up. You'll make some loot.
Although it did take 4 years to sell, so that might be why you don't remember where you got it at.
Very good point. Yeah, we've bought a lot and sold a lot in the last 4 years, so I can see how that's an issue. All right, my son has been cleaning out some of his toys in the basement. He found some duplicates. This is a Ghost Trap, the real Ghostbusters Kenner vintage 1989 toy. It's like a prop toy. This went for about, I think, 60 bucks.
Wow.
It looks like everything's there complete, and I don't know if it works or not, but usually the stuff that takes batteries, we don't test them. We just say untested, based on condition and so forth. But yeah, you see this stuff. Any vintage Ghostbuster stuff is pretty hot right now anyways.
Wow. That would have been boxed? Or?
Oh yeah, it was a toy, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of.
But that's the whole toy?
Yeah, it's a Ghost Trap. It's a thing that opens up, and the ghost, you get the ghost with the, the plasma rays, and then you push it into the, you saw the movie.
Yeah, well, I do that most nights, yeah.
Who doesn't? Next up, 1999 Inspector Gadget McDonald's Happy Meal toy seal complete set of 8. This one for 35 bucks. Individually, they're probably $5 a piece, but this is the whole set. Very cool. And they are out there. McDonald's made a lot of these.
Yeah.
So, the key is completing the set. So,
no, I did not know that. Now I do.
Yep. And I think even loose, if it's complete, it's probably $20.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Good stuff. Again, my son was cleaning out his basement and moving on to other things for his birthday coming up. This is something that I kind of got it for him to use in the basement, and now we're selling it. I think I took $1,400 on this. That's probably the average price for it. And it is a Michael Myers Halloween John Carpenter PCS collectible 1/3 scale statue. It's pretty big. It's probably like 2 feet tall.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah, it's a good piece, very limited edition. So, and I think it came out for $1,000 years ago. So
you're reading my mind.
Yeah, exactly. I can do that sometimes. I wish I could read my mind and forget stuff half the time. But anyways, I don't know if you're going to see these out there, but again, any types of props and statues and so forth go for decent bucks.
Wow.
Next up, picked up an electronic collection from someone. This stuff is all sold as untested. Panasonic PV SD5000 Palm Cam digital camera 3.3 MP with cables, charger, etc. This actually went for the $128.50. I had people asking me, does it work, this and that. I said cosmetically it looks like it was hardly ever used. It's in the box complete, so that people kept the box. They kept all the accessories. It doesn't look like it was used much at all. So I'm assuming you got to charge it up, or you may need to buy a new charger because sometimes the batteries don't work after so long. But I'd say it's pretty safe that it's going to work. So,
wow.
Next up, again, this was mine that I didn't use much. It was in my kid's basement. He got the better Xbox and didn't need this one. This is the Microsoft Xbox One S model. This is before the new Xbox came out, whatever. But this went for $100 roughly.
Like, what did that cost new?
I think it was like $300.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was the first one that played like the 4K and this and that. So it was a high definition version, but it didn't play the new game system when that upgraded model came out. So sitting down and collecting dust.
Yeah. What am
I going to do with it?
Yeah.
If $100 is what it's worth now, I'll take it.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Last up, Area 88 Complete Trilogy Acts 1 through 3 Laserdisc lot from 1985. This one for $100. Very cool. Again, anything like that anime, manga type stuff. This is, I would call this vintage because you're talking 85. You're talking 40 years ago. There's other, other titles that go for this type of money from them. So if you see them out there in any garage sales, I would definitely scarf them up.
Very cool. Very cool. All righty. First item I have today, Directory of Subordinate Lodges, IOOF, hardcover book, 1913, Independent Order of Oddfellows. Literally, that's all that it is, page after page of telling you, what was in what state. Took a $40 offer on it. Very happy with that, because I tried to sell it for $3 on Whatnot. And people on Whatnot laughed at me so I said, fine, I'll put it up over on eBay. And it sold in about a week and a half.
Wow.
It didn't sell at auction, but as soon as I put it into the store, it sold.
Awesome.
I bring that up because I do offer value over on Whatnot. You could have bought this and made money. You just
a lot of money.
You also could have bought
here we go.
this. Either or.
Jeez.
You can make money either or. Soren Kierkegaard, 2-volume set, 1971 Princeton Press. I offered the set for $3. I got heckled like you wouldn't believe. So I put it up over on eBay, and I took $20. And again, it sold. And this did take a little bit longer. You would have had to wait about 3 weeks to get your money.
Wow.
Yeah, you understand why everybody passed on that one over there.
Yeah.
But I do offer value. I do.
If I wasn't watching Landman, I could have been in there buying it from you.
You could have been. Annette Funicello. Why did I spell Annette wrong? I don't know that. Cheerios cereal box back. Paper doll, Walt Disney, 1958, $24.24. I took a $15 offer on it. Believe it or not, that's all this goes for. And it's fairly common.
It's crazy.
There are multiples out there. And mine's got a little damage along the bottom, as you can see. Yeah. I got about what it's worth. About $15 is what it's worth. That's one of those things I would have thought it was worth a lot more.
I don't think it's common. I just don't think there's a lot of demand for it.
That could be it too. Yeah. But I had the rare one with the misspelled Annette.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
Up next, Cruise Lake George brochure, 1989 mini Mohican, Thousand Islands, New York.
It's times like this I wish I was deaf.
24. Sit next to me long enough, you will be. $24.24 on this over here. I bring this up because I don't generally list things like this because it's too new.
But it's not anymore, really.
Exactly.
35
years.
And this is what happens with things like this. Say from the 1980s, that decade. 5-10 years old, you were thinking, man, this is too new. Forget it. It sits around. But now, 10 years later, well, you're talking about 40 years old, roughly. How many are out there? If anyone found them 10 years ago, they would have thrown it out. So these are lingering still. There can't be any out there. Like that specific one, no shot.
Right, and somebody went on that as a kid. They were 8 years old.
Yeah.
So they were born in 81. They were 8 years old. They went on a family trip, and they're like, oh, I remember that. Well, now, they're 43 years old.
Right.
They're old now at this point.
I remember when my sister threw my Minnie Mouse off the boat and then said, ha-ha.
That's where the name came from.
Exactly.
Scientific American, September 20th, 1913, Teller hydroplane diesel locomotive. I put this up only because Scientific American sells cheaply in bound volumes. You can buy a bound volume for $70 of 26 issues.
Wow.
All the time.
Yeah.
The money isn't breaking it up. Just do not sell the bound volumes if you find them. They're big, they're bulky, you can't ship them media mail. Break them up.
But this has to be like an early hydroplane. Like when was a hydroplane invented? Late 1800s? I mean, turn of the century. It couldn't,
Yeah.
It got to be and it's on the cover. It may be the first hydroplane ever on a cover. Who knows?
Right, yeah. Yep, no, it's a lot of cool stuff in those over there, but they're just not the greatest sellers. Luciano Pavarotti, 2001 Rochester, New York program poster. Kind of neat because it is the program, but it literally opens up into a poster. So there's no pages to it. It's just two-sided and opens up. Pretty cool. And the person that bought it was giving it to their mother for, Christmas. So pretty neat item over there.
How dare you say Christmas?
Sorry. Rochester, New York, Community War Memorial brochure, 1950s, Remember Forever, Help Build. Went for $15. Actually, I've had this before, believe it or not, so these are out there. It made me laugh, and I don't want to put down Rochester. Yes, I do. But when you read it, all these things over here that we build the war memorial, it'll cut down on juvenile delinquency, it will help business, it'll do all this. I don't think it succeeded on 7 out of those 8. It was going to be self-sustaining, it was going to be this, it was going to be that. And I go, wow, even back in the 1950s, politicians lied.
It's like the Titanic of a building.
Exactly. Election day. Well, there we go. We try not to be political here, but Arcadia, sheet music, 1985. Remember Arcadia? They were the Duran Duran break-off band.
Oh, okay. That sounds familiar.
Remember, someone went. Then someone go like Power Station, and others went in Arcadia. And, went for $20. It was one of those that I said, that's a neat-looking item over there, and I do remember the band. It cannot be a ton of them out there. Put it up, and sure enough, it sold for $20, and it did go overseas.
Cool.
So, neat item right there. A History and Description of Modern Wines by Cyrus Redding. I took a $100 offer on it because A, it had been sitting for 3 years. B, I wasn't having the greatest sales day, and this would help. And C, it's seen better days as far as condition. The spine paper was all detached, heavier play and binding. It's a good book. I'm sure I only paid a couple of dollars for it at an estate sale, and I said, you know something, I'd rather have $100 than just sitting in a box. Plus, it takes up a fair amount of room as well. I didn't know how many pages, but it was a pretty well, let me look at how many chapters there are in there. So that's 404 pages. So it's a thick book as well. It's like, I could use the room. Definitely could use the room.
Yeah, of course.
Makes all the difference. George Magazine, first issue, I took a $30 offer. Prices are plummeting.
They really are, yeah.
But look at the condition.
Yeah, well, that plummeted into the water. When the person that, all right, let's move on.
It was bent down the right throughout. So I took a lower offer on that. I put it up for a lower price than I should have, and took a lower offer just because of the condition on that. Yeah. But I said, hey, somebody that doesn't care about condition and just wants the issue.
Yeah, they don't want to pay $70 on a mint one. It's good reading material for half the price.
Exactly, absolutely. And that's why I always stress, off condition is nothing to be scared of if it's something decent. Obviously, you don't want VG condition 1991 Fleer cards, but up next, Marion Davies, The Bride's Play, 1922 brochure, premium kiddies cutout paper dolls. I went over to the Buffalo estate sale.
Wow.
And this was sitting there, and I said, how many of those can there be with the paper dolls still intact?
One. Prove me otherwise. One.
So I paid, I don't know, $3, $5, whatever they were asking for at that estate sale.
Well, what stinks is you didn't have. If you had 2 people bidding on it, it could have went for $300. Think about that. One bid. That was it.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. But then again, I did list it at $112.24.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, I could have listed it at $40 or $50 as well. So I said, yeah, $112. The nice thing about that is I spent $135 at the estate sale total. So I almost got my money out of one piece. And I bought more than just this item.
Cool.
So hopefully it helps you a little bit if you hit the like button. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.